Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's stretch class. All you will need for this class is a chair with or without arms. Some of the exercises that we will be doing today will be done standing. However, I will provide modifications for those who choose to remain seated for the exercises. Just make sure you also have some water available close by in case you get thirsty during the class today. So let's get started. Sitting up nice and tall in the chair, both feet flat on the floor. You can rest your hands on your thighs or just rest your arms down to the side. And keeping that good posture, we'll begin with our neck. So let's begin looking all the way up to the ceiling and then bringing the chin down to the chest. And just taking your time for these stretches as we begin to wake up the body. If you feel any tension in your shoulders, try to relax the shoulders and just let the neck take care of the movement. It's nice and easy. And let's try one more on your own. Good, back to the center. Okay, let's drop the right ear down to the right shoulder. A nice stretch on the side of the neck. And then over to the other side. Now it's important to make sure your shoulders are down and relaxed. Sometimes there's a tendency to hunch the shoulders up, so make sure they relax down and try to bring the ear down to the shoulder. You might find that one side is tighter than the other. So again, go at a pace that's comfortable for you. Just a couple more. And one more time, each way. And back to the center. Okay. We'll start with our neck rotations next. So still making sure we're sitting up nice and tall, turning the head to the right, and turning your head to the left. As always, taking your time. You might hear a little snap, crackle, pop this morning. As we continue, just wake up the body. Let's do one more time. And back to the center. And now let's finish with some neck circles. So let's start right ear down to the right shoulder. We're going to drop the chin down towards the chest. Left ear to left shoulder. And just a very slight roll to the back, looking up to the ceiling. And then repeating. Right side, down to the chest. Left side, and slightly looking up to the ceiling. So a couple of times in this direction. And let's reverse other way. Good. And back to the center. Okay, moving on to our shoulders. So let's start with some shoulder rolls forward. So taking those shoulders, lift them up and then roll them to the front. Lift and around. Good. Just a little bit of movement. We're going to slowly make this movement bigger in just a few seconds. Now take your hands on your shoulders. We're going to lead with your elbows still going forward. So elbows around the back, lift to the side, lift up, and then to the front. So forward circles, keeping the hands on your shoulders and leading with the elbows. Good. Now we're going to make it even bigger. Take the arms down to the side. Big arm circles. Take it behind you. Reach up to the top. And then come to the front. So as big a circle as you can make it. Reaching back. Bringing it over the top and around. Again, taking your time. You can go slower or you can go faster than me. Find a pace that's comfortable for you. And relax the arms. Good. Shake that out a little bit. Now we're going to reverse the circles and go backwards. So let's start with the arms down to the side. This time we're lifting up the shoulders and rolling the shoulders back. So I want you to focus on your shoulder blades for the next couple exercises. So as you bring your shoulders back and behind you, focus on squeezing the shoulder blades together, opening up the chest, strengthening those back muscles. Good. Now let's take those hands on your shoulders. Take the elbows to the front. Lift the elbows up as high as you can. Point them to the sides. And then try to point those elbows behind you. So making that circle bigger, lifting up, around, and down. Good. Again, expanding that chest and squeezing the shoulder blades behind you. So one more, and then we'll make it even bigger. Take the arms down to the side. Now take both arms up. At the very top, turn the palms away and circle the arms back. Good. Inhale up and exhale behind you. Very nice. Squeezing the shoulder blades as you bring your arms back. Feeling that chest open up and expand. Filling the lungs with air. Got one more. Excellent. Good. Relax the arms. Couple more seated before we go standing for those who choose to stand for today's class. Take those arms down. Now we're going to reach those arms up, and then we're going to reach the arms back. So think of this as just a swinging motion, just from the shoulders though. You're not quite moving from the waist just yet. Now just going to swing those arms up as high as you can and then swing those arms behind you. So these are a little faster here, generating a little bit of body heat, warming up the body. Good. Now take those arms out to the side, up and down, up and down. Good. Coordinating that breath. Inhales and exhales. Inhale and exhale. Go one more, and then let's change it again. This time we're going to open and close. And as we close, we'll cross one arm on top of the other. Let's see if you can keep your arms shoulder level. So inhaling, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good, and relax the arms. Woo! I feel it in my shoulders. Hopefully you feel it in your shoulders as well. All right, so we're going to be standing for the next couple of exercises to warm up the spine. Again, you have the option to stay seated if you would like. They're going to look very similar to the standing exercises. So if you are going to stand with me today, let's stand on up. Stay close by to the chair just in case. Okay. And we're going to start with a forward fold and then reaching up again. So taking the arms, let's start with the arms up overhead. And then now we're going to bend forward, sort of stretch out the back of the legs. And then we're going to stand back up. Now, if you're seated, this is the same thing. Your feet are flat on the floor. And then you're just reaching down to the floor. And then you're coming back up. So we're flexing forward as far as you can. And then coming all the way up, maybe a little bit of a back bend. Just a little bit. Now your legs can be slightly bent. If you can, keep your legs straight as you're standing, great. You'll feel more of it in the back of your legs. But feel free to bend your knees slightly if you like. Good, so just coming forward. And now taking your time. Taking a break anytime you need it. Good, relax the arms down. Let's take the feet out a little bit wider. We are going to go down to the sides. Again, if you're in your seat, you can keep your feet together. Same thing, reaching down the side to the right and reaching down to your left. So you can use your leg as a guide, as if you're trying to reach the outside part of your knee. Being careful not to lean forward, okay? And just going down, straight down to the side. You should feel a nice stretch on the opposite side of the body. And you're still going at a pace that's comfortable for you. If one side feels a little tighter, you might want to stay there a little bit longer. Now, option to take the arm overhead as you go to the side. Just adds a little bit more of a stretch. Again, making sure you're not leaning forward. Taking your time. Exhaling as you go to the side. Inhaling as you're coming up. Good. Let's come back to the center. Okay. Now we're going to do a rotation. So from here, we're going to take the arms out to the side, okay, like a T. And we're going to twist to the right. One hand comes to the front, one hand goes to the back. And then reverse, other way. Now if your arms get tired, you can do the same exercise with the arms down. Either way is good. As you turn, exhale with the turn. Inhale to the center, exhale to the side. And back to the center. Now let's take that into a hip circle. So from here, hands on the waist, and feet are still apart if you're standing. Okay. And let's start forward first. And then we'll go to the right, to the back, and to the left. And if you're seated, you can do the same thing seated. You may have to sit forward a little bit in your chair so you have enough room to go to the back. And just take your time through this movement, making sure you get all 4 directions. You can make the hip circle as small or as big as you would like. It all just depends on how you feel today. Good. And now let's reverse it, opposite direction. Just a couple more times. And relax. All right, now move that around a little bit. Okay, we're gonna stay standing just a little while longer. Now we have your chair close by just in case you need it. We're going to go with our hip circles next. So for this one, we're gonna take your right leg. We're gonna lift up the knee, a little bit of balance. We're gonna open the knee out to the side, and then we'll come around. Now we have the option with every hip circle as we lift up around, you can place it down on the floor. If you would like to, you're more than welcome to keep that leg up without touching the floor. So that's a little more challenging for the balance. I'm going to do it with my foot down in between each one. If you're seated, it's the same exercise as well. So we're going to lift up the knee, whether you're standing or seated, open the knee out to the side, open up the hip, and then place it down. So up, around, and down. So really opening up that hip joint. Again, as small or as big as you want to make the hip circle. Take your time. Take a break anytime you like. Grab some water if you get thirsty. And do just a couple more. And let's say same leg, opposite direction. So you're going to start with your knee out, bring it in and down. Out, around, and down. Again, as small or as big as you would like, using that chair for balance. Try one more. All right, shake that out a little bit. Now we're going to go over to the other side. So just make sure you have enough room for that left leg to move in a circle. Holding on to the chair if you would like. Lifting up that left knee, taking the knee out to the side, opening up the hip, and then placing it down. So hip circles around, up, around, and down. Again, going at a pace that's comfortable for you. Let's do one more in this direction. And now reverse. Okay, starting outside and bringing the knee in. One more. All right, and shake that out. So for the next exercise, we're going to start with a wide stance. I'm going to stand in front of my chair so you can see what it looks like better. You may want to stand behind your chair, but just make sure you have enough room because we will be coming forward. We will be reaching down. You can even do this out to the side of the chair as long as you feel comfortable. So find a position that works best for you. I'm going to do it more towards the front so you can see it clearly. So feet are going to be out wide. The wider the better. That's going to give you a more stable base of support. If you're seated, You're also going to have your feet as wide as possible and legs are straight. So let me show you if you're seated, heels are going to be down. Okay, just like that for our stretch. Okay, so if you're standing, both feet are flat. And now we're going to take the hands together and we're going to be reaching down towards the legs, towards the feet. So we're going to turn to the right first. You're going to reach down towards the right foot, keeping the legs straight. And then we're going to come back up through the center. Keeping the hands together still. We're going to go down to the left. And then coming back to the center. So take your time for this one. And really try to keep your legs straight. So you can feel the stretch in the back of the legs. Maybe a little bit in your inner thighs as well. Exhale as you go down. Inhale as you come up. Good. Let's try one more time each leg. And let's come back to the center. All right, we're going to keep your feet out wide. If you are seated, you're going to repeat that same exercise. Okay? If you are standing, we're going to change it slightly to target more of the inner thighs. So again, for this one, you may want to stand behind your chair. I'm just doing it in front of the chair so that you can see it better. So hold on to the chair if you need it for support. We're going to take one leg. We're going to bend the right leg and keep the left leg straight. So we're just taking it into a little lunge, side to side. We're taking to the right. So the leg that's straight is the leg that you should feel that stretch. So side to side, nice easy lunge. Remember that every stretch should feel comfortable, a slight discomfort, but never pain. So if you're feeling pain in the knees on this one, you may be going too far or too deep into the stretch. You may want to put your feet a little bit closer together as well. You should never feel pain for any of these stretches. If you're seated, remember for this one, we're just reaching down towards your feet, just like the last exercise. Go one more time each way. Good, and come back up. All right, now one more standing. So choose a side that you would like to stand on. Same thing if you're seated, you're going to very similar. Let's take your right leg straight out in front of you. Heel down, toes up. Okay, right leg straight, heel down, toes up. Now you should feel a stretch in the back of your lower leg, your calf muscle. So keep the toes pointed up as high as you can. We're going to start to reach down. So use the chair if you need to hold on. If you can reach down with both hands, great. Otherwise, use that chair. And we're going to reach down towards that right foot until you feel a stretch in the back of your right leg. Really try to keep those toes pointed up. And we're going to hold this here for just a few seconds. And really try to find that stretch all along the back side of your leg. Good, and slowly coming up, bring that foot back. Okay. Left leg, same thing. Whether you're seated or standing, take your left leg straight out in front of you, heel down, toes are up. And when you're ready, we're going to start to reach down towards that foot. One hand, maybe both hands if you feel comfortable. Otherwise, use that chair for support. You should feel the stretch all along the back side of your left leg. And slowly coming up. All right, shake out the legs. If you are standing, we're going to come into your seat. So we're all seated now for the last few minutes. Okay, sitting up nice and tall. We're almost there. Let's take that right leg. We're going to take that right ankle over your left knee. So as I mentioned in other classes, if you have any hip precautions or hip replacement, you want to keep it down low by the ankle. Otherwise, bring that right ankle up, cross it over that left knee. We're trying to get that leg as parallel as you can to the floor. Sitting up nice and tall, and you should feel a stretch in the outer right hip. If that's enough of a stretch, great. Keep it right there. Otherwise, we'll slightly lean forward. Think of that belly going through the hole. And just a few more seconds. Good. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's maintain the leg in this position. Take your left hand on the top of your right knee. We're going to do a little bit of a twist. And then let's look over your right shoulder. Now with that, with your right hand, we're going to reach to the back. And maybe, if you can, we'll take that right hand, we're going to wrap around and see if you can reach all the way around to the other hip. So big twist here. Still sitting up nice and tall. Good, and unwind. Very nice. Let's uncross the legs. Let's do the other side. So left leg, left ankle over right knee. Sitting up nice and tall again. Trying to find that stretch in the outer left hip. That's enough of a stretch. Great. Stay right there. Otherwise, we'll slightly lean forward. A little deeper stretch here. Let's come on up. Let's start our twist. Right hand on top of the left knee. Start to look over your left shoulder. And maybe with that left hand, reach to the back of the room. And maybe, just maybe, you can take that left hand, reach behind your back and see if you can wrap it around to your right hip. Sitting up nice and tall here. And unwind. Woo! All right, both feet on the floor, sitting up nice and tall, feet apart. Take your hands together. Okay, interlace the fingers, and then we're going to reach forward, rounding your back and pulling the belly button in. So you're making a little C shape with your body. Drop the chin to the chest, opening up the back. And now let's reverse. Turn the palms away from you, opening up the forearms and the hands. Good. Release the arms. Take your hands behind you. So make sure you have enough room in the back. Interlace your fingers behind your back. And now straighten out your arms. So push the arms down towards the chair. And then from here, with your fingers interlaced and your arms nice and straight, try to lift the arms away from your body. Really good shoulder and chest stretch here. And release. Good. Now sit all the way back in your seat. We're going to try to lift up both legs for this. So all the way back against the back of the chair. Okay. Now if you can, we're going to lift both feet up at the same time. Now if it's too difficult, you can do one leg at a time. But otherwise, both legs are going to come up. We're going to finish with some ankle and wrist circles. So let's take the hands out in front of you as well. And let's start by just pointing your toes and pointing your fingers down and up. So if you need to do one leg at a time, you can do that, and then you can just switch halfway through. Otherwise, we'll do both feet at the same time. Up and down. And let's circle a couple times in one direction. And a couple times in the other direction. Good, and relax, and let's bring your feet down. Come on up if you need to. And we'll finish with 3 deep breaths together. So let's take the arms down to the side. Let's bring the feet together, sitting up nice and tall. And let's take the arms up as we breathe in. Nice deep inhale. And exhale all the way down. And again, inhale up. And exhale out. Last one, really reach up to the ceiling. Inhale, reach, 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 reach. And exhale all the way out. Good, shake it all out. You have made it through today's class. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Take care.